Hey, welcome back into today's video. We're going to be talking about the Shane Dawson criminal investigation. This was an exclusive that was broken by another YouTuber named Sanders Kennedy. Well, the merit of this might not be exactly what we thought today in exploring YouTubers. Sanders Kennedy runs a YouTube channel with over 244,000 subscribers, and he has just broken an exclusive titled LA Sheriff's Department investigating Shane Dawson. Survivors urged to come forward. Now, there was a couple things that I've seen in this that was a little bit off, and I feel like we need to talk about that. First thing I want to point out is the like to dislike ratio. As you can tell, it is reflective of the community and their feelings about this situation. The other thing was that after he received backlash, he added a question mark to the title, but he has not said anything. So in his video, he tried to make it seem like he was just doing his due diligence by just happened to be calling the sheriff's department to see if any investigation happened to already be going on, to which he said that they exclusively told him there was an investigation going on. They just exclusively told him that, which doesn't make any sense at all.
I did make it known that I did contact the sheriff's department and see if there is something that's gonna happen with this, where on their spectrum of things what could they do. And they exclusively told me, not just through my email, but seeing what all of you are tweeting, because if you think your tweets go unseen and unread by very important high officials, you're totally wrong. A lot of people see what you put out there, and the LA Sheriff Department is definitely seeing what's being put out there, because they exclusively informed me that there is an investigation going on with Shane Dawson and the allegations that's being brought to them.
Then he goes on to say that the police department was strongly urging, almost like they were putting this out here, which could not be further from the truth. And if anything, this most likely came just from him to sort of amp up his video. I hate to say that this is a possibility that someone would do something like this, but after having called the police department myself, I don't really have anything else other to believe than just that.
Now, they strongly urge any victims, and I hate saying the word victims, or alleged survivors of Shane Dawson, of what he did to you allegedly, or any kind of involvement that you had with Shane Dawson that made you feel very uncomfortable, specifically through his tiny chats. Now, I didn't get a chance just yet, but I will be making these videos of Shane Dawson and his tiny chats, video calls with alleged girls.
Then he goes on to reiterate the fact that they're urging, like, this is an urgent thing. They're searching for survivors. They're looking everywhere, and then says that he's not going to put the information number for anybody to call.
Now, once again, they are urging the victims, and I hate that word, slash survivors, to come forward to them. So I'm not gonna give out the direct information over video, but you can reach out to LA Sheriff's Department and you can give them your information regarding whatever happened between you and Shane.
So me and several other creators, we were racking our brain about this. We were trying to figure this out. If there was an ongoing investigation, then this would be also a public thing. So we gave him a call. And what we learned is that you can't just call the LA Sheriff's Department. Now, how LA works is there's multiple sheriff departments all across California, and each one of those have their own number. There is a directory number, but then even if you call the directory number, which we did, they're not really going to know what sheriff's department you're talking about unless there's a case number, or unless there's some sort of memo that references towards this ongoing case. Now, when Sanders first tweeted this, I think it's important to note that he did say survivors are urged to come forward. So you would think that if survivors are urged to come forward, that there would be some sort of number for survivors to contact. And, you know, in my experience, when I covered the Dobby Vanity situation, we had the contacts. We did put them out there to the survivors behind the scenes. and give them all the information that they needed. This doesn't appear to be the case here. He tweeted additionally, I just want to address a few things. This was confirmed to me over the phone. This is a suspicious circumstance investigation, meaning since no victims have yet come forward, that's why they're asking for victims to come forward. They will keep investigating while they wait to hear from victims. Source, me. Having worked with survivors in the FBI behind the scenes during the Davi Vinny investigation, I know that this is not how things work. And I did talk to Sanders Kennedy, and I talked to him about these things. And even through the conversation that I did have with him, I still wasn't able to verify anything more than I had already known at that time. And when I did call, I called out to Temple Grove, Lost Hills, multiple different stations out there, and I was given an email and then told that there was no one there at the time to call back tomorrow, which was today, which I did do. And I did talk to 2 sergeants and got some things verified. Over on the Repzilla Twitter, if you're not following it, you should probably do that. You'll get heads up on things before it's even in a video. So this is the information that I figured out about the Shane Dawson criminal investigation. So I just got off the phone with a sergeant. I also spoke to an additional one at another station to verify, and this is what I was told. There is no open investigation into any persons named Shane Dawson or Shane Lee Yaw or any influencer by the alias. A suspicious circumstance investigation is not a criminal investigation. It is, I quote, a paper trail. This can only happen if someone emailed in through the tip line with information, which I assume was an influencer. They would have been contacted back by a sergeant because they have to follow up on possible crimes against a minor. This is no different from how the FBI works, which I know well. There is no criminal investigation into Shane Dawson. That is the conclusion. It was confirmed later on by Keemstar, who spoke to Shane Dawson directly when Shane Dawson said, my attorney confirmed with the LA Sheriff's Office today that there is no open investigation. To further verify this, I was working with Dept Noodles. We were trying to figure this out last night, and he tweeted, Shane Dawson is not being investigated by the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, and Officer David Payne of the LASD, Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. I spoke to 2 officers at the LASD, including Officer Payne. The LASD does not have an official statement on the matter as there is no investigation. The LASD received a third-party complaint last week regarding Shane Dawson. No one has come forward with any information since the complaint was made. LASD is suggesting anyone who may want to come forward to contact Officer David Payne at 323-525-5154. And this is how, if you're really concerned with survivors and victims of these types of things, you got to give them the information first. You got to get this out here so they can call in this tip line and give information if there was something that's going on, not the other way around. He then clarifies that they said they received a third-party complaint, but without victims or anyone stepping forward with allegations, there is nothing to investigate. Now, I assume that there is a possibility that this third-party complaint could have been Sanders Kennedy, but if it was him, then it would have went probably down by him calling in just like anybody else, calling into the tip line, talking about these crimes that could possibly be against these minors in which they would have to respond. And then he would also be the one that would have to give them the information, the videos that are going around on Twitter and different things like that. And if this is the case and he was a third-party complaint, then it is incredibly disingenuous that he didn't reveal this stuff straightforward on his YouTube channel, and that he didn't give out the proper numbers and contacts. It just is it's a big mess. I additionally tweeted, given the information that has recently surfaced along with my own conversations with the sergeant, I have to believe that Sanders Kennedy allegedly submitted information to the tip line himself, and this is how he got the Shane Dawson exclusive. Now, I have reached out to Sanders Kennedy for a comment to try to figure out what the deal was with this. I have not got a comment back. Hopefully I hear something soon. There's got to be some sort of explanation to this fiasco, because this is detrimental and he could be pursued for illegality. There's got to be something to this. Shane Dawson's done enough on his own. I don't think that we need any type of fraudulent claims of any sort going around in any misinformation. Is there a possibility that maybe he got excited, jumped the gun? I do want to give a shout out to AugieRFC, Nicholas DeOrio. They were the two ones that I know called for sure yesterday, and they did that on a live stream, tried to figure these types of things out, inquiring in the information line. We were all working behind the scenes on this, and it's good that we're trying to verify things before the information goes out. That's the thing to do. Also, shouts out to Dept Noodles. He found some really good information and actually got a hold of the Sargent Payne. I'm assuming this could be the one that Sanders Kennedy also talked with. So just like the information that Dept Noodles received, this would have been the same type of information that Sanders Kennedy received, and the way that Dept Noodles put it out is the right way. Sanders Kennedy, it was not so much the right way. But I'm holding on to hope that there could be a good reason for this type of thing. It doesn't look good, but as interesting as this is, there's always something that's more interesting to me. That's right, you guessed it. I want to know what you think, so why don't you go ahead and leave your creative and interesting responses in the comment box below. Thumbs up for those likes. As always, brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video. There's so much stuff that's going on right now. I'm actually in the process of working on a Jeffree Star video. He's been spotted. He's the Where's Waldo of YouTube. We did find him. He was spotted with Black China. Cole Kerrigan, I think that's his name. Flexing some cars, flexing some shoes. I'll have that video out probably day after tomorrow. This seemed more time sensitive, so I wanted to get that out there for you guys. But that's right, Greg. I would also like to thank my patrons. That's right. We do appreciate them for their ongoing support. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry that I've not been active on the Patreon this week. I've really been trying to get a hold of these stories, all this stuff with Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. I've been calling people, calling sheriff departments and things like that. So I'm trying to get the verified correct information out there for you guys. But do not forget the Positivity Turtle. The Positivity Turtle, it means, that is right, Greg, it means that even in the darkest of stories, there will always be positivity, because there is no more wholesome smile than the Positivity Turtle. Greg, you want to say hey? Come here, buddy. Everybody say hey to Greg. That's right. Are you having a good day, Greg? Yeah, that's right. Getting heavy. That was not a fat joke. No fat shame. I want to thank everybody for going over and following the Facebook page. We're literally, I think, 300 and something away from meeting the 10,000 followers goal for the entire year. It means a lot to me. It's going to enable me to do a lot of things, one of which being posting wholesome memes. But if you do like that, go over there and check that out. Also, don't forget get the new merch piece, and idea behind it, if you don't know, is you get to wear my face, which is kind of weird. I need to stop saying that. And just color it with fabric markers, tie-dye it. I'm going to pick the best ones and put on my social medias, because that's just another way to show that you're repping. If you're not repping your Greg, and how you do that, all you got to do is subscribe with notifications turned on, because I'm going to be there. Greg the Cat's going to be there, and the rest of the Repzilla community as well, and I expect to see there too, because this channel loves you. If it seemed like I was rushing that outro, I was. I have to go. I got to help my mother with a thing. So sorry for the rushing of that, but you guys are great. Do not forget Positivity Turtle.